Let's talk about the Duelist Cup. The DC Cup took part this last weekend. Geniuses over at the certain HQ decided that the greatest and most optimal time to host the Duelist Cup would be during Christmas weekend, but I ain't here to judge. I would have loved to have taken part in this, but unfortunately, I only got to... I think I jammed a total of like 35 games. Don't ask me what my end record was. But for those of you who were, awesome enough to show up to the random no cam, no microphone late night streams, appreciate you. But yeah, it's, I mean, can we just talk about the level at which these two players are at? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's some sort of like genetic code that's been encrypted into these individuals. I don't know if there's some like substance that they have like put into their brain cells. But Ryan and Task, first and second place, getting I think first and second between them, they have like 4 Duelist Cup wins. The literal best Yu-Gi-Oh players on the planet, at least in terms of the Master Duel format. I mean, what is wrong with these people? Like, how is it so consistent? That's what just baffles me. That's the thing that I don't understand. It's the consistency. It's not that they're just sacking their way through and hitting 100k points.
I'm just
at some random Duelist Cup that showed up. That wasn't really for fun, had anything meaningful behind it, like previously when they didn't have any Worlds invites related to them. But both of them have qualified for the World Championship. Both of them had no stakes involved in this. Both of them had basically no horse in this race. They both played this for fun. This is for fun. There's no stakes here. There's no gambit. There's nothing to win. It's just the glory. And they just win the last Duelist Cups 5 in a row. Oh, and like, yeah, I guess Task also won the XC Cup as well. For that's the literal, like, for free one. I don't know. I just, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's just the most disgusting, unbelievable achievement I've seen in any form of thing in the world. Like, the closest thing I can think of is, like, Messi and Ronaldo in football. Like, there's just everyone else, and then there's that level. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm really hoping Task wins the next World Championship, honestly. He deserves it. Boy's been there twice. I think he's whiffed in the top 4 twice as well, which is really unfortunate. But, I mean, it really is unbelievable just the heights that these guys have gotten to. Truly inspiring stuff. In terms of the Duelist Cup itself, I'm sure a lot of you are probably involved with all the drama and stuff on, Twitter, and people talk about how much they hate the Duelist Cup, how much they dislike the Duelist Cup, especially this one specifically because it was just like a really bad format or whatever you want to say. These two should probably prove to you, like, listen, ultimately, it might not be the healthiest fun decks ever created, like Tenpai, like the Chandra. It's fun to stay at the Chandra DC. It's fun to stay at the Chandra DC. I gotta find the clip. Where is it? Very important.
Brazil!
Can you believe it, Farfa?
It's fun to stay at the Chandra DC. It's fun to stay at the Chandra DC.
You and your family are doing good. XDD alert text.
There are 2 kinds of DC Cup players.
You can summon Chandra. You can summon Hydra. You can OTK anyone.
We need that Josh the Sperry. But I got something.
It's fun to stay in the Chandra DC.
Okay, so ultimately, yeah, we could all agree it wasn't like the craziest, most epic fun format of all time. But again, I just think the existence of Task and Ryan, who literally are just doing it for fun at this point, consistently getting like first places between them 5-6 times at this stage. I don't know, man. But like monstrous, like absolutely monstrous. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's take a look at some deck lists. So, I don't think Ryan posted his list, it looks like. But here's Tasks. I mean, you just look at it and you just think to yourself that there's nothing special about this. There's nothing crazy, there's nothing unique, there's nothing like, that really stands out at you. It really is just Tenpai some board breakers, some hand traps, the engine. Nothing special. Nothing special. And they don't even have, like, the celebrity buff when they play against people. What is the celebrity buff? So, a lot of people experience this in person at YCSs whenever they get paired up against a famous player. If you sit down at a YCS and your opponent is Jesse, your opponent is Farfa, you know, one of these, like, top-tier, like, you know, Hall of Fame style Yu-Gi-Oh players, a lot of people, like, can just lose to them because, like, they feel intimidated by their fame, by their status, by how good they are. You know what I mean? So, so sometimes people lose to these duels just because of their intimidation and their fear, that they just misplay because they feel very just intimidated, right? Like, that happens at YCSs. It's the Conqueror's hockey. Yes. One Piece reference. So, sometimes that happens, but it's the DC Cup. All of your opponents are anonymous. How do you explain Ryan and Task winning, like, with just, like, look at this. It's just the most basic, simple, bog standard 10-pie list you've ever seen. There's a 1-off Mourner and 2 Bell. This is the only thing that stands out to me, is that bro's running 1 Mourner, 2 Bell. And I guess, like, the second mass back row removal with Heavy Storm. It's just pretty simple, right? So, I don't know. It's, Bell is good. I didn't say it's bad. I just said, like, that's about as crazy of a tech that's being played in this list, which isn't even that unknown. It's not like a secret. It's not like some crazy wacky combo he was doing to get ahead of people. You know, like, we've had previous DC Cups where people kind of, like, sort of formulated this, like, you know, this, like, pearly, like, Ghost Trick deck that was never ever played. Like, no one had ever really done that before in, like, the TCG and the OCG. Like, that was, like, sort of like a unique thing that came out of it. But this is just, like, I mean, what is this? Like, this is just 10-pie. It's just 10-pie. Oh, and I guess 36 out of the 40 main deck cards are all ultra rares. Nice game, Konami. Wait, what do they even have here? It's Dokers, Fadra, and 2 Sangan summonings are the only SRs. Wow, okay, alright. Well, guys, if we ever do an ultra rare only challenge, I suppose you can just play 10-pie. Anyway, so yeah, just very standard stuff. Absolutely incredible performance by these two. Ryan also played 10-pie, by the way. He said he played Fire King and Ritual Beasts. Wait, what? Oh, I think he played 10-pie for day 1. So I'll be curious to see his deck list when he eventually posts that. I'll take a look at third place here. Jeff the Person. I think I've seen him in my Twitch chat a couple of times. Is he following me? Giga Chad. Absolute. Farfa viewers, man. What can I tell you? Have any of you here signed a card for Ryan Yu? Because I've signed a card for Ryan Yu. Have any of you had Ryan Yu approach you and ask to take a selfie with you? Because I've had Ryan Yu ask to take a selfie with me. Okay? So Farfa viewers, before you give them all shit, before you give them a whole bunch of, insults, you're making fun of Ryan Yu. Okay? Just saying. Anyway, let's take a look at his list here. List is super basic. Yeah, shoutouts to Jesse. I think he was playing something similar. I believe Jesse was running 3 copies of Talents. Jesse did pretty well for someone who was basically also playing it for fun. He was online a decent amount, but he did take huge gaps, and he was spending some time off stream. So Jesse, shoutouts to Jesse. He did pretty well as well. Being the world champion, he didn't really have a stake in it either. But yeah, this is just a Fire King snack list. Nothing particularly insane here. 42 cards. Gotta hate to see it. That's about it. Just Snake Eye Fire King. Jesse had like a 70% win rate. Yeah, so for the amount of time invested, Jesse was actually surprisingly really well executed. We have a 5th place duelist here playing 56 card Branded and Ritual Beast. Big shoutouts to Herman, who was completely dominating day 1. Herman managed to like skyrocket to rank 1 day 1 on like 40k points. He was ahead by like 7,000 or something day 1 with Ritual Beast. And then, I don't know, my poor little bro like just stumbled at some point, I suppose. But yeah, Ritual Beasts were a decent pick for this event. But I don't know, I guess maybe people just started adapting. I think a lot of people swapped off of 10-pie later on late in day 1, day 2, and then there was just a whole bunch of mishmash of different things. Which I suppose is one of the biggest criticisms that people had of the format, was like there was just so much shit being played. Like, you know, you queue into like 5 10-pie in a row, so it's like, okay, cool, let me, everyone's making me go first. cool. Let me swap over to, like, Labyrinth with, like, 30 trap cards. Boom. Q into Gimmick Puppet FTK. Open Mansion. I saw Josh do that twice in a row. He was like, okay, cool. Let me go second then. You 10 pie? Let me go second with Sky Striker and, like, 30 spell cards. Q into Gimmick Puppet twice in a row. It's the variance of the Duelist Cup, man. I don't know. It's rough. Anyway, yeah, so here's the 56 card branded list. I don't know what 56 is about. Like, there's no grass here. We're playing 56. It's just a nice number, I suppose. I'm sure the math works out. They're playing 3 copies of the Fusion Duplication, which is cool. They're playing the Dragon guy, the Keeper of Dragon Magic. 2 copies of Kit. I guess the Keeper of Dragon Magic is that there's just no other good normal summon in the deck that isn't Aliber, who is still at 2 copies, I believe. We're playing 3 Droplet, 3 Eclipse to break boards, Thrust as well to search Branded Fusion, or the Talents, Gold Sarkis Aurora, and of course we're Gimmick Puppet locking, because we're playing the Vice King Requiem. So this guy has the same effect as kind of all the other idiots. They all say, like, you can't special summon except X. So, you know, like the whole Dark Souls meme, where the, you know, it's like the tiny little guy, and it's like the branded player, and like the big guy overshadowing, it's like DDD player, you know? So, if this guy queued against DDD, and he tried to puppet lock him, well, I guess I'm only summoning DDDs. Oh, well. But yeah, that's what this thing does. It locks you into DDs or something for the turn. It's basically Gimmick Puppet, but it's worse because it doesn't linger. So I think if you draw like Droplet or something, you can essentially delete the Gimmick Puppet lock, but Konami refuses to address this. So, you know, I just think Sanctifier has like some sort of plot armor or some lore immunity. Oh, it's a pendulum. You can't Droplet it. That's so funny. Okay, I guess you could Tribute Summon over it maybe, but you can clear it in some shape or form. It doesn't linger. That's like the main thing that makes it quote-unquote weaker. So I suppose because it's a pendulum, it makes it a little bit better than things like Edo. But yeah, so something's going on with the plot armor of Sanctifier. He's just not allowed to get banned. So Konami are going to have to ban every single Gimmick Puppet, like, style card until eventually they delete it. And his second deck list here was Ritual Beast with Iron Thunder Giga Chad. Holy, what is going on here? Wow. There are definitely some choices made in this deck list. I feel like the logic with this is that he probably saw a lot of 10 pies. He was like, okay, cool. Let me swap off 10 pie and go to a pure go first deck. Iron Thunder, I believe, is a trap card that just negates and destroys anything in like its column. Or I think it's Solemn Judgment, but then also hits something in the column or something, right? 1 shift, I mean, it is limited. 1 Maxi is hilarious. I guess it's just there as a cross-out target. It's really funny. Decks like this, there's a world where Maxi isn't, I don't want to say not good, but sometimes, like, not, did he play Maxi in Branded? Yeah, look, as a perfect example, he didn't play Maxi in Branded, right? Why do people sometimes not play Maxi? Maxi is a card that everyone is playing like 10 outs to in the main deck. So rather than play Maxi, it's better to play something like Eclipse or Droplet. Because you can't Ash or Droplet, you can't, Called by an Eclipse, as an example. So, like, the idea is, like, you know, rather than just trying to, like, one-for-one trade with these things, it's better to just kind of, like, use, like, these big heavy hitter cards that have fewer counterplays to them than using something like Maxi. That's, I think, generally the line of thought for why people do it. Have you said anything about this? Thank you for your hard work at Duelist Cup. Dude, I love the way the Japanese people talk about it. It's like everyone's, like, contributed towards, like, playing on the Duelist Cup, and here's me, like, hard stuck 15k rating, trying to, like, summon a Canahawk and then getting Gimmick Puppet FTK'd. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. I was running with the brand and Spirit Beast. I played Spirit Beast for 2 weeks and couldn't remember the plot at all. I think that, is this like an English translation from Google? I couldn't remember the plot. Yeah, me too, man. Me when I open Elder Canahawk and I'm just like, shit, what's the combo? So I played DC while looking at my notes! Self-report! Yeah, I had the spreadsheet open on my second tab the entire time I was playing, by the way. I was like streaming for like a couple hours on Saturday night, and I had like the spreadsheet just on the second tab, just like with Dueling Book replays up. Like if I opened like Elder Canahawk, and I'm like, ah, shit, what do I do again? Shifter lines as well, they're kind of unique. So, you know, shout outs to him. Thank you, Spirit Animal. I love the brand. Okay, those were words. Anyway, as a Ritual Beast fanatic, do I have anything to say about this list? I think it's really cool that he's playing this idiot here, the nobleman guy or whatever it's called. Anyone who's played Ritual Beast for an extensive amount of time knows that this deck shockingly has consistency issues. You'd think like 3 Kanahawk, 3 Pengu, as like 1-card starters, multiple 2-card combo starters, Lara plus any Ritual Beast is like full combo, and 3 copies of Inheritance. You'd think like it is fairly consistent. It's really not though. If your deck only has 6 1-card starters compared to, you know, let's say like Snake Eye that has like 12, you notice that, like, you will just like brick some games. Just straight up, just, I don't know. The deck mostly is 2-card combos. The 1-card combos are very fragile. So you will find yourself like getting stuck a lot. So I actually kind of like this inclusion because I'm pretty sure it just says like discard this and a card. I think something like that, and it just searches a wind monster. So it just searches kind of Hawk around Pengu, plus this when you discard it and another guy. It means it sets up Nochi Drago kind of nicely, which is cool. It means you get that target immunity down kind of a little bit faster. So it's pretty cool. I really like that they went for like full consistency with this, and then just like complete ignorant like trap lineup because of all the Tenpai present, making them start and go first. Iron Thunder is a very unique choice. That's very cool. And Tikaboo is hilarious in Ritual Beast because you can't actually lose to Tikaboo. Contact fusing and like tagging out for cost and stuff is just, yeah, it basically ignores it. No Protoss, by the way. So for anyone who says this is a Floodgate deck, no Protoss, no Colossus, no Nemesis cards. Pretty interesting. All right, what else we got that's very cool here? We've got more Ritual Beasts here. We can take a little quick look at the list and see if there's anything absolutely crazy. I think Stellar is a Worlds competitor. Let's take a look at his version here. Nothing particularly crazy. Also playing the Noble Shield dude, the Rota guy. Another thing to note as well is they played Tetelfin, which isn't really that common in Ritual Beast, but it looks like they're all playing Petalfin over there. It's decent removal, but I guess it is just another name, because I think your names are misaligned when it comes to the beasts. You have more sidekicks than beasts. So having one more name is pretty useful. And it's just, you know, nice to go second with as well. Just bounce some things away. This Ritual Beast player over here played, this is the weirdest, like, profile picture thing I've seen here. Bro did not play Petalfin, only played one of the Noble guy. Ran Skill Drain. Droll is in the deck here. That card ended up being somewhat popular as well throughout the weekend. 2 E-Telly. Yeah, fairly similar. Just going for a little bit extra consistency with the Noble guy, so I don't hate it. Bro was side decking. Holy shit. Bro, this guy played a... How did this guy side deck? Alright, based. Voiceless. I don't play Voiceless. I don't really know too much about Voiceless. It has a lot of hand traps, some going first cards. Yep, there you go. Judgment, Summon Limit, Tikaboo. Dogmatica Engine. Pretty good when everyone's playing Tenpai. You may begin. Okay, cool. Here's an untargetable, annoying beefsteak that has an Omni Negate attached to it. And the deck is fairly consistent at getting things down. Plays through hand traps in an okay way, especially with the Dogmatica engine. Throwing down an Adir after you get hand trapped is pretty strong as well. No Maxi. Yeah, I mean, it's the same logic, right? Like, no Maxi because Maxi just trades 1 for 1. Like, what's the point? Maxi also weirdly not that good against Tenpai. There's only so many things you can draw against Tenpai that do anything against the Sangan summoning. Or that do anything against a Transcendent Dragon, right? Like, weirdly, like, Maxi just kind of not that great against it. You know, a lot of people cut Maxi. So, yeah, what we can take away from this is Maxi is fair and balanced, and they should keep it at 2, which I think they did this weekend over in the OCG ban list. 23rd tier over from Tiras here running, yep, cock. Maxing out on the bells. Bro still playing Gamma. Absolute Giga Chat. I love to see that. Mwah. Still running 1 Gamma, limited to 1. I'll play the brick. I'll play the driver. I don't give a fuck. It's a discard for Sangan summoning, guys. Don't worry about it. Imagine activating Sangan summoning and then discarding driver, and then your opponent's like, shit, do I ash this? Like, no. Maybe, no. Yeah. Alright, cool. I think that's it for most of the meta decks. Let's try to find something funny. Herman finished 33rd. That's really impressive. He ended up playing pure Melodious for a little bit. Here was his Ritual Beast deck list. He didn't play the Noble guy. He played Triple Tactics. I think I was running Super Poly for a while. Played the Maxis, the One Eclipse. Kind of Boar Breaker focused. And did play the Protoss engine. Is Herman the first Ritual Beast player we've seen running Protoss, by the way? And then we've got the Melodious deck, which is really just like Melodious and 20 non-engine. I mean, my god, look at this. 2 Crow, 3 Veiler, Herald, 3 Maxi, 2 Ogre, 3 Ash, Bell, Imperm, Nibiru, double Called By, and... Wait, we didn't play Crossout? Did he really not play Crossout? I feel like if you're going to play, like, every hand trap in the game, Crossout feels good to play, no? Interesting. Alright. Shoutouts to Herman. Tenpai, Branded, Voiceless, Tri-Sprite. Is this the same guy who played Tri-Sprite last DC Cup? Because I feel like there's... Wait, no, this isn't Tri-Sprite. Tri-Brigade Sprite. Wait, what? Is it multiple builds? Okay, nice spreadsheet, Haas, but... well, I mean, okay, there's 3 Tri-names, I suppose, technically. You could call this Tri-Sprite. What the fuck is the Ubel engine for? That's a heavy Ubel engine. Oh my god. Hold on. This is cooking. So, we play the Beckoning Beast because they are 1-card Gigants, and they have the synergy with the Ubel engine, which means that if you open Throne, it's like a 1-card Phantom. Wait, he didn't play Phantom! I don't understand. So, what does the Throne do? Is it just a rank 2 engine? The field just searches Beckoning Beast, that's it? Wow, okay. Is there really no other better normal summons you can play? Really? There's no other better normal summons? Oh, it searches Squirmer, which is cool. Wait, but Squirmer's level 1. People instantly ash it? I guess that's cool. Okay, fair. Well, I guess it's ash bait. That's fair enough. But there is a Tri-Sprite player who plays like every single DC Cup. Maybe this is him. It looks kind of crazy. Look at King Halo's Ritual Beast deck. King Halo. Ritual Beast. Oh my god. What is this? You're telling me specifically to look at this? What is going on? What the hell? Hey, yo, bro spreadsheeted out his like win rate or something. What the heck? That's crazy. Alright, what am I looking here? Whoa! What is happening? 3 copies of Arch Nemesis Eschatos. What do you even call with Eschatos? Dragon? Or wait, are Tenpai dragons or are they worms? They're dragons, right? Oh my god. 3? 3? How do you get them and how do you fill up your grave so quickly? You're gonna have to like use Ritual Beast, Tamer, and Beast, and fill up some hand traps into your grave. This guy's trolling. Who's trolling, me? Or this guy with 3 copies of Eschatos? He's not trolling. He got top 50 in the world. Bro's such a hater. No, I'm not. This is hilarious. Okay. I don't know what you're doing, bro. My man's cooking. Isn't Protoss better? So this one, I think, banishes types, and Protoss banishes attributes. Yeah. Protoss Call Fire is harder to do than Eschatos Call Dragon. Yeah, but like 3 though? This thing's gonna just be sitting in your hand doing nothing if you can't get your grave filled enough. Because here's one of the issues with Ritual Beast, is like getting going. You already have to kind of banish your graveyard relatively early to get Nochi online for the targeting protection, or just as a general combo extender to trigger Lara. And on top of that, you need banishing fodder for Eschatos. I don't know, man. I feel like that's a lot here. Where's an Nemesis? He plays Flag to search the Eschatos. Jesus. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. That's cooking. All right, we've got some spice here, though. Let's see. We've got a Ubel Chimera. I think that sounds exactly as it does. Tri-Sprite. Is this the same one we saw? Yeah, this is the one we saw. Okay, let's take a look at the first Gimmick Puppet deck list here. I think this is the highest ranked Gimmick Puppet player. This is crazy. We're playing 3 copies of Scissor Hands. We got 1D barrier for thrust, and evenly as well, but 2 evenly, because you might go second sometimes, but not all the time. A red reboot, and a skill drain as well. Other than the Scissor Hands, I guess it's kind of standard somewhat. That's crazy. 3 copies of Ghost Bell, 2 copies of the Rank Up Magic in case one of them gets eliminated. You are definitely FTKing with this thing here. No Maxi as well, by the way. No Maxi. Other than that, do we have any generic 8s? Nope, no generic 8s. We're playing Camellia as a generic extra deck card. No Horus Engine, which is noteworthy. There's one other card I'm thinking of that I can't remember what the name of. Ah, Dreary Doll. Yeah, that's a interesting choice, I suppose. Sometimes people forgo Dreary Doll. It's basically just that's a graveyard extender, but it has the same problems as any other extender that requires some setup. So you need to have guys in your grave already in order to like actually use the Dreary Doll. Sometimes it comes up. It's okay. But yeah, he didn't play Dreary Doll. We got Draco Slayers. I don't know what's going on here, dude. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but apparently we got Draco Slayers. We got Draco Slayers with super heavy samurai cards. Secret Village that can be searched off of the Majesty Maiden Girl. And then we've got 1 Wind, 1 Dino Mist Charge to search green, I believe. The Valance Field Spells. Holy, what are we ending on in this deck list? Let's see. There is a Princess that you can use to bring back Electromite, by the way. Wow, okay, there's no Apollosa. Fascinating. So it looks like we're trying to do something with Singularity. I don't know if this deck actually V-links, but it is there as an option. So we can end on most likely some kind of like Tri-Gate Wizard with Masquerena, maybe a V-Link, Baguska as well, with all of your Link monsters. Wow. That's a crazy deck. What do we have for defensive cards? Ash Blossom. That's it? How do you go second with this deck? Are you breaking boards with Pendulum? How the hell does the deck go second? You don't? Well, clearly he did, because he's got 55,000 points. He must have went second a couple times. That's crazy. There's another Draco Slayer deck list here. Is it the same? Oh god, there's some Odd Eyes cards in here. Maxing out on Droll. Ostinato. We got a Melodious Engine in here. Okay, Melodious Engine is actually pretty cool. That is genuinely really, really sick. Still the 2 Valance spells. Sky Iris. What does Sky Iris do here? Oh god, there's an Amorphage Lector. I think that's the spell, like, negate or something. You can't use spells? Oh, Revolution Dragon. Yeah, okay. So you just send a scale, search Revolution Dragon, add... What do you want to add with this deck? Like, Luster? I think you can add red as well. That's pretty crazy. My god, man. We're just doing things over here. We're just doing things. Okay, wow. Dynamorphia! Just missing out on top 50. God, imagine sitting there paying half your life points for the entire weekend. Look at this. Triple deck lockdown, Ferret Flames, a couple runic cards for Hugin. A big Wannabe as well, by the way, which I think is like a hand trap you can use during your opponent's end phase, and it like sets a trap for like 1 turn. Good god, wow. Yeah, do not let this guy go first. Worst mistake of your life, Tenpai players. Sheesh. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, dude. This is a deck list of all time. You can use it in your end phase too. It's bad Pot of Prosperity for traps. Well, clearly it's not bad, is it? All right, what else do we have that's like cooking down here? Supreme King Performapal. Don't tell me someone summoned Zarkon ironically in the Duelist Cup. And 54,000 points. Thank God. Okay, there's no Zark. All right, that'd be a little bit ridiculous. This is pathetic. I'm sorry. No offense. But I'm blown away that Wisdom Eye Magician, Double Iris, Harmonizing, and Skullcrabat Joker are in 2024 deck list. This is looking at like the pendulum version of Burning Abyss. What is going on? How do we have this shit in our deck? And it's winning. It's doing well. That's crazy. Shoutouts to Shellos here. 5.50. Thank you to everyone who ran for 3 days. Brother, I don't know how you did it, but he did it. This is insane. I mean, admittedly, the extra deck for Pendulum is what really got significantly power boosted over the last couple of years. I mean, you will not find any extra deck cards in this deck list that were in the 2015 deck list, except like 3 cards like Vortex and Absolute. And everything else is a Link monster, basically. It's actually crazy. Wow, I just Wisdom Eye in 2024. Well, it's how good Pendulum can be when everyone makes you start with shit like Bell and Crow. Yeah, they're I don't want to say good meta calls, but they are meta calls. You know what I just noticed? There doesn't appear to be a single Labyrinth player until position 88. Is there really? Okay, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of unreported lists, but in terms of reported deck lists, the first Labyrinth deck is 88th. That's shockingly bad for a deck you would think would be good in a format of You May Begin. And wow, this is also shocking to me. We're playing the quote-unquote combo Labyrinth. We've got rollbacks. We've got Arias. We've got the backjacks. All the furnitures. So, I mean, you know. No simultaneous equation cannon either, which is a little bit surprising. But the idea behind Labyrinth, you know, combo, quote-unquote, is that you can go second with this deck. Because you get to go activate one of your furnitures. Trigger a backjack, discard a black goat, you know, call like a Snake Eye Ash or, you know, Chandra or whatever, and, you know, they can't activate their card. You can Arias, just immediately set D-Barrier, or Trap Trick to get the D-Barrier, whatever you need. Like, it's a pretty cool deck list, admittedly. It is kind of fun to play. There's also Ariane, which is hilarious. But yeah, I mean, I love it. It's genuinely really awesome. A lot of people thought that this was going to be the format to play Stun Labyrinth, because it's just really good at, you know, You May Begin, and then you just have like Judgment set with like all your standard typical Monkey Flip trap cards. So playing combo there is kind of neat. I say combo, you know, it's the most ignorant form of combo that exists in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, oh, hey, standby, Arias, set D-Barrier, you know? But, you know, it is what it is. No Whitewoods. I mean, hey, listen, if shit like Dynamorphia and Supreme King Performapal can make it to top 100, but not Whitewoods, I think that kind of says everything you need to know about the format. But yeah, not as much Tenpai as I thought. I mean, I'm sure all of these unreported names are all just hard-playing Tenpai. Like, all of these dudes here are probably just on Tenpai, but, I mean, there seems to be a decent spread here. In fact, from the collected results, most of it is Ritual Beast. Shockingly. 84th? Who's this idiot? Gera? Oh, wow, look, guys. Gera got 84th out of the Xbox ladder. Shoutouts to Gera, yeah, wow, look. What was your hardest matchup all weekend, Gera? A Sword Soul Returner structure deck? All right. Yeah. So here's another Pendulum deck list. Doing what I suppose we talked about earlier, except Gera played Apollosa compared to the other Pendulum guy. So that's cool. Me when I activate a Secret Village? Okay, I got it. You're still mad? What am I mad about? I'm just saying you're the world's #1 Xbox gamer. Listen, man, if you're a Microsoft fanboy, Gera's got you. Where's Plant? Where's Plant? Do we have any Plant? Wait, what the fuck is this? Ritual Beast Snake Eye? Why can't I click this? What? What? My friend JWS got first silver icon with Ritual Beast Snake Eye. You don't have any Twitter account? I posted achievement instead. 54th. With 2 decks. What? I need an explanation. I didn't get no email. I didn't get no notification. I need an explanation. What's going on here? I guess we just wanted to be Lara and Diabellstar's strongest soldier. Try it. I wouldn't really know what to do with the Snake Eye portion. Do we play Diabell? Snake Eye Diabell? Nope. I don't get it. So you just use Snake Eye combo to make Apollosa and then normal summon Cannahawk? is that the deck? Well, then by that logic, you could just put that in BA, for fuck's sake. Play Snake Eye engine, make Apollosa, normal summon Tour Guide. What do we think? Is that a plan? Should we try it? Oh my god. Alright, anyway, so in terms of collected results, apparently Ritual Beast is the most dominant deck, so whoever was complaining about the Chandra DC is wrong, Omega Lol. Ritual Beast, then Tenpai, then Voiceless, Fire King, Draco Slayer, and just a bunch of just shit. Like, there was just so much stuff up here. Gimmick, Puppet. Only one single person reported playing Gimmick Puppet, which is a little bit crazy. I thought Gimmick Puppet would kind of be a decent meta call. It's not, like, terrible, honestly. I kind of like the deck, but, as you saw from some of the deck lists, there's a lot of people playing things like Ghost Bell, which I don't think that deck can play through a single copy of Ghost Bell. You can open Little Soldier, Field Spell, Rouge Doll, send the Terror Baby and the Bisque, put them in the grave, make them unrespondable, and then your opponent just goes like, crow your rank up spell, and you're just like, ah, yes. I think this will affect the Gimmick Puppets. Okay, I think Terror Baby might stop that play. But yeah, it's that deck does not have a good time against Bell or Crow. Just draw the second one. Yeah, true. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the DC Cup. Overall, did you enjoy it? Did you have fun? It's fun to stay at the Chandra DC. Overall, I think people are going to be happy to see Tenpai get, I don't want to say neutered, because you need to consider the fact that this is most likely going to be the Worlds format, something similar to that. We're probably going to have Fiendsmith mixed in there, which means that Tenpai will probably have to be a meta choice as well. So I doubt they're going to do anything to Tenpai. I can see between now and next summer, maybe we'll see like a semi-limit Chandra, maybe a limitation of Sangan summoning, Sangan Kaiman to 2. I don't think we're going to see anything meaningful. I don't think we're going to see anything hugely impactful to Tenpai. Tenpai, not the most fun deck to play against, for sure. A lot of people don't really like it because, as you can see, there's just a lot of problems involved with the Tenpai meta. You deck build to go first to beat Tenpai, and then you just, lose the coin flip against some wombo combo Pendulum deck, apparently. Pendulum is apparently back, and dominating, in fact, doing so well. So, you gotta go second against a Peng wombo combo that ends on Secret Village. Or you go first against their Tenpai that make you go first, and then they hand trap you 20 times, then activate Sangan Kaiman. It's a bizarre paradox when it comes to deck building. Only one man can save us. There is only one card in Yu-Gi-Oh! That can save us from the current metagame. And his name is the Engraver. Hopefully he'll be out soon. Thanks for tuning in to this highlight episode of our DC Cup Roundup. Hopefully I'll play in the next one, because I like the Fiendsmith, and that should be enjoyable. Peace!